All right, in this video, we're going to discuss how to take advantage of Excel when doing all these really long calculations. I know that it can be very frustrating when you're using a very simple calculator and you enter one piece of data wrong, messes up the entire thing. I've been where you've been and I've sat there very frustrated. So if you're familiar with Excel, I encourage you to use it to help you save time. If you're not familiar with Excel, I'm going to show you a few little neat things that you can do. You're also probably wondering if you'll be able to use Excel on the final exam. I have given a note to the different proctors that you are allowed to use Excel. Now, you want to double check when you schedule your final exam. You're going to want to double check that the computer that you will be on has Excel. Okay, so double check that well in advance, especially if you're going to be using Excel. I would hate for you to use it all this time and then get to the test and it not be there. So again, that is your responsibility, but if I can help you out, let me know. All right, now I'm using a very small set of data for the video's sake, for time and everything. And this is really such a small set of data that I could do this by hand easily. But I know we have a lot of large sets of data, and that's usually what we have in statistics, or large sets of data. So let's see what we can do with this. These are just scores, probably test scores or something. I pulled this from the textbook. And I believe you can copy and paste your data from your homework. You can enter it in yourself, but there's room for error there. Or you can use the copy and paste option, which would probably save you some time. If you need some help with that, feel free to shoot me an email. If I need to make a video on that, we can do that too. Let's start by highlighting our cells. We've got 4 pieces of data. All 4 pieces are highlighted. I want you to notice down here, we've already just saved ourselves a bunch of time. 320 is the sum. You add all 4 of those up, you get 320. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and hit this, not the sigma yet, A to Z. I want to sort that data. I want to sort it ascending. So now it's going in numerical order. That's going to save you a bunch of time when you're looking for the minimum number, the maximum number, the range, median, and it just makes it nicer to deal with when it's in numerical order. Okay, now we've done that. It's in order. Let's go next to it to sigma. We've seen that symbol before for sure. All right, I don't know what I just clicked on, so I'm going to undo that. I want to drop it down, and I'm going to use average because that's going to give me just a straight up mean, which is a lot of what we're doing. And there it is. The mean is 80. So what I'm going to do is put the word mean next to that so we know what we're looking at. What are some other things we could do? Well, let's see. I'm going to go down a little bit just so it's not so much in the way. I'm going to drop down that menu. Let's hit max and see what happens. Now you got parentheses there. We want the max number from A2 to A5. So what we're going to do is type A2 colon A5. And notice on the left right here it highlighted it all. We want to press enter. And the max number, the biggest number, is 90. Now, of course, if you sorted your data, it would be easy to see that the max number is 90. So let's take that off. Let's go back up there. And let's pull this down again. Let's go to more functions. And let's look at this. var.s. Right here it says estimates variance based on a sample. Well, here's var.p. Well, I'm guessing your intuition's probably telling you that calculates variance based on the entire population. Okay, in section 3.2, you should have been calculating population variances and sample variances. So let's do a sample variance. I'm going to just double click on that because it tells me to double click the function. And I'm not going to type anything in down here. Now I'm using a Mac, So my version of Excel might look slightly different than yours. But the whole point is, in this cell right over here, I've got the formula. Whenever you're using a formula in Excel, you need to start off with the word equals. Well, not the word, with the symbol equals. And the variance for a sample function is var.s. You can see it's up here in the function bar. F of x means function, and it's in the cell. Now I'm going to go up, I'm going to close this out. It's going to tell me there's an error, but there's not. And oh, dadgum. Okay, well, maybe there was, so let's put it back in there. All right, that's okay. var.s, click it. All right, now I'm going to keep it open. I'm going to put my cursor in those parentheses. And just like I did a few minutes ago, I'm going to type A2, because that's where my first piece of data is. And look how it highlighted A2. Then I'm going to press colon, because I want it to highlight all the data, and then I'm going to type in the last cell, which in this case is A5. And boom, it just highlighted everything. So you're typing in the name of the first cell, colon, name of the last cell. And that's how all these formulas are going to work. We're going to press enter, and voila, there is your variance. Now, you're going to want to make sure you really read the directions on how they want you to round things. That's 64.7 because I wanted it rounded to the tenths. So when you're entering it in the homework, make sure you're reading those directions. Now, once we have the variance, all you have to do is take the square root of that to get the standard deviation. Let's see if we can get that standard deviation to work with a formula. Let's put our cursor right there. And this is probably standard deviation. Let's read it. Estimate standard deviation based on a sample. We're working with a sample, so this is the one we want. We're going to double click it. If you know these formulas, these function codes right here, all you have to type in is equals STDEV. So you can do it that way too. I'm sure you could Google what code it is, and then you would find lots of answers out there. All right, double click it. All right, now let's get rid of that B8 because we don't want anything B8. We probably could do that, but we want the standard deviation from A2 colon to A5. And we get 8.04. And let's see, the book I'm using didn't have that in there. They didn't ask for it. But if we take the square root of 64, it's 8. So this looks good to me. So I know that it's going to save you a lot of time, especially with those large data sets. Feel free to get comfortable with Excel and play with some of these things. You do need to know how to do these formulas by hand, but I know this could really save you some time with the large sets of data. If I can help you with anything else, shoot me an email. I'll be happy to make a video real quick and post it in the class. I hope this helps.